Assalamu alaikum. Hello and warm welcome to all of you. Dear students, today I am here with the revision of civic chapter number 4, electoral politics. In the previous lecture, I have completed the revision till electoral constituency. Today I would like to complete the remaining part of the chapter. In election system, second step of the election system in India is voter list. In a democratic election, the list of those who are eligible to vote is prepared much before the election and given to everyone, which is officially known as electoral roll and commonly known as voter list. All those voters who are eligible to vote, their names are included in the voter list and is given to everyone before the election. It is the responsibility of government to get the names of eligible voters and put them into voter list. On the day of election, voters are required to carry election photo identity card when they go out to vote, so that no one can vote for someone else. But here you have to keep in mind, the election card is not yet compulsory for voting, as voter can show many other proof of identity like the ration card, driving license, passport, etc. Third steps of the election: nomination of candidate. Anyone who can be voter can also become a candidate in election. The candidate should be minimum of 25 years of age. Every person who wishes to contest the election has to fill nomination form and give some money as security deposit. Even the candidate has to make legal declaration of his or her personal detail, such as serious criminal cases pending against the candidate, details of asset and liabilities of the candidate, and number 3, educational qualification of the candidate. This information is made available to the public so voter can make their decision on the basis of information provided by the candidate. The next step of the election system in India is election campaign. The election campaigns are conducted in free and fair manner, and election campaign provide opportunity for the voters to decide which candidate and which party will make a better government. In India, election campaign take place for 2 week period between the announcement of the final list of the candidate and the date of polling. During this period, candidate contact the voters, political leader, they address the election meeting, and political parties try to mobilize the support in their favor. In election campaign, candidate and parties, they are also using some slogan and try to get the support of the people in their favor. As per the election law in India, no party or candidate can bribe or threaten voters. They cannot appeal them in the name of caste or religion. Number 3, party and candidate cannot use government resources for election campaign. Number 4, parties and candidate cannot spend more than 25 lakh in constituency for Lok Sabha election or 10 lakh in constituency in assembly election. If any political party does show, their election can be rejected by the court. In addition to election law, all the political parties of the country have agreed to model code of conduct for election campaign. As per the model code of conduct, they cannot use any place of worship for election. They cannot use government vehicles, government official for the purpose of election. Even once the election announced, ministers shall not lay foundation stone of any project. Even they cannot take any big decision or cannot make any promises of providing public facilities to the voters. So, these all things are related to election campaign. Now, polling and counting of votes. On the day when all the voters cast their vote, the day is known as election day, or we can call polling day. On the day of election, every person whose name is on the voter list can go to nearby polling booth. Once the voter goes inside the booth, the election official identify the voters, put marks on the fingers of the voter and allow him or her to cast his or her vote. A ballot paper is used for casting vote. Now, ballot paper is a sheet of paper on which name of the contesting candidate along with the party symbol and party name are listed. Earlier, ballot papers were used in election, but nowadays EVM, electronic voting machines, are used for recording of votes. The EVM shows the name of the candidate and party symbol. The voter has to just press the button against the name of the candidate whom he or she want to give vote. Once the polling is over, all the EVMs are sealed and taken to secure place. On the day of result, they open all the EVM and counting begin. The candidate who secured the highest number of votes from constituency is declared as the winner. So this was related to election system in India. Electoral constituency, voter list, nomination of candidate, election campaign, and polling and counting of votes. Now here might you have the question, elections are conducted in our country. So is there any organization which is taking the responsibility for conducting election in free and fair manner? Yes, there is Independent Election Commission is there in our country for conducting and controlling of election throughout the country. In India, elections are conducted by Election Commission. Chief Election Commissioner is appointed by President of India, and Election Commission is independent and free and has wide range of power, such as Election Commission takes decision on every aspect of conducting and controlling of election, from the announcement of election to the declaration of result. Number 2, Election Commission implement the code of conduct and punishes any party or candidate who violate it. Number 3, during the Election Commission, EC can order government to follow some guideline to prevent the use and misuse of government power and to transfer government official. Number 4, when on election duty, government officials work under the control of Election Commission, not under the control of government. So this way we can say that, like judiciary in India, Election Commission is also independent and using wide variety of power. In the end of the chapter, I would like to discuss challenges for free and fair election. Elections in India are essentially free and fair, but sometimes this may not be true for every constituency. So there are many limitations and challenges to Indian election. These includes, number 1, candidate and party with lot of money enjoy big and unfair advantage over smaller party. Number 2, candidate with criminal connection have been able to push others out of the election race and to secure a ticket from the major political party. Number 3, sometimes tickets are distributed to relatives from their families. Number 4, election offer little choice to ordinary citizen as major parties are quite similar to each other in both politics and practices. Number 5, smaller parties and independent candidates suffer huge disadvantage compared to bigger party. So these are the challenges faced by election in India. With this, I would like to conclude my today's lecture. Before I leave, I would like to inform you that I will provide the notes of the same chapter in class 9 WhatsApp group. Thank you very much for your cooperation. Allah Hafiz.